My mom, when she talks about the devastation that happened, she said that was the saddest day of her life, was April 21st, 1952, when they were forced to leave.
The Indian agent came in on April 3rd and gathered up whoever was in the village at the time. Remember, it was trapping season. People were still out in the bush. And they informed the Cheslatta people that there was a big dam project on the Nechako River. And as part of the project, they were going to put a small dam at Cheslatta Lake and actually flood Cheslatta Lake.
They gave us 10 days to move out, you know. And white people in Uchilek, you know, they gave them 2 years.
The reason for this was that the provincial government had invited the Aluminum Company of Canada to explore the hydroelectric potential of the watershed in Cheslatta's territory. This was a dream come true for Alcan, giving them massive hydropower at very low cost. Cheslatta people were especially concerned about what would happen to their cemeteries, the graves and the spirit houses. The Indian agent and Alcan both reassured Cheslatta that they would take care of this. But as soon as the Cheslatta had been evicted, contractors came in and made a pile out of those spirit houses and set fire to them, claiming that they were too fragile to be moved.
And the Indian agent said, "I'm sorry." He says, "You don't have any more reserves left." So the people were finally given their compensation money, and they actually took that money and bought pieces of land that were for sale at the time. I guess there was 11 different parcels of land that the people purchased. To this day, to drive to all the reserves, it's a 173-mile trip to visit. So they were scattered all over the country here.
The path towards self-sufficiency had begun in 1991, when Chief Marvin Charlie's father advised him to take his people back to Cheslatta Lake to reconnect with the land. The younger generations sat with the elders at the lake and listened to stories about the grandfathers and the grandmothers, about legendary Chief Louis, and a healing process began.
We finally met the Gacho people to the south who had this little community-owned sawmill, and they told us how they started it, how it operates. So we said, that sounds like a good idea. It was a perfect fit for us.
Profits from the mill have gone back into the community, providing a playground, a community bus, wood shop and smokehouse, and a hot lunch program for the local school, which means that for the first time, native and non-native kids are eating lunch together. Perhaps the most awesome partnership, in the light of the past half-century's history, is Cheslatta's partnership with Alcan.
They've become a partner, and that is because they have apologized. They know what happened, what was wrong, and when we have band council meetings, when we have meetings with people here, that's what they talk about, is the wrong, the injustice that was done, and that this is why we're here, and this is what we're going to do. And so there's a vision of a process of letting go of that part of your life and moving on to the second part.